And we are live with a bunch of finger guns. Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Hit Points Not Required charity one-shot. Woohoo! We are here to once again be kids on bikes. Probably without any bikes, but we will still be kids or teens or possibly an adult.
Yeah.
People on bikes
Sort of,
without
some of
bikes.
us are kids, not really on bikes, but close enough.
But we are here. We're going to have a good time. We hope you are going to have a good time following along wherever you are. And now's the point in time where I tell you who the heck we are. So we are going to start with the introductions all the way over on that side of the screen. Returning for his second stint as a tail weaver, we have my doppelganger from across the pond, Lord Wainwright.
Hello, I am Wainwright. That's about it.
Excellent. Glad for clearing that up.
Not a mystery.
There, I thought I was Wainwright and somebody else may have been Wainwright, but you are Wainwright. Got it. All right, moving along. Fresh off of their first stint as a tail weaver on this channel, Vi.
I'm Vi. I'm excited to play Kids on Bikes now.
Fantastic. And moving along, he is so smooth, like shea butter.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Shay. Like the butter, I suppose. Yeah, I look forward to doing stuff. I'm playing a Mad Tom Neander, an old janitor and stuff.
Well, thank you for cleaning that up for us, Shay. Sorry, that's probably negative psychic points for somebody. I am Chuckles. I am here, your corner square, always guiding you through all of the nonsense that we have before and the end of these streams, and that's all I have to say about that. So we are going to move on to I don't know who's next. Really, I don't. They're Anonymous MJ.
Hi, MJ, Anonymous MJ. Happy to be here, being a kid on a bike or without a bike. We'll see.
Kid on an anonymous bike. Got it. I understand. And now, normally, I would say it's time to talk about our favorite shade of purple. But this time, I think maybe the most excited person to be a kid or a teen or an adult or something on a bike or not on a bike or just play the system in general. Say hi, Violet.
Hi, Violet. That's me.
My favorite.
Indeed. Well, welcome in. We have an exciting tale for you at a somewhat chilly castle, possibly something like that. But before we get into telling any tales or riding any non-existent anonymous bikes, Violet, can you tell us about this month's charity?
I certainly can. This month, we are fundraising for Point of Pride, a nonprofit that serves the trans community in the U.S. and internationally by providing access to gender-affirming healthcare. Their services include free telehealth programs for people seeking hormone therapy, support packages of free binders and shapewear, as well as funding for surgery, electrolysis, and other gender-affirming procedures. As the political climate makes this kind of care increasingly difficult to access, please help us help them by donating what you can.
Yay! And with that, we are prepared to bike up, roll out, do whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing here as kids on bikes. So tell us, Lord Wainwright, where are we?
It is 1988, a time of neon lights, big personalities, and even bigger hair. Synth music and clunky camcorders capturing memories that feel like they'll last forever. But you're a group of foreign exchange students from across the planet who've been lucky enough to be sent over to the UK for an exchange trip from your school, from wherever you have come from. And a small select group, handful of gifted and talented, they have labeled it, have been allowed the opportunity to stay overnight at Chillingham Castle in Northumberland, famous as one of the most haunted places in the United Kingdom. And I think there's an American poet who said it best: all houses in which men have lived and died are haunted houses. Through the open doors, the harmless phantoms on their errands glide. with feet that make no sounds upon the floors. And with that, we'll hear the sound of all of you make noise on the floors as you come clattering out of an old beat-up taxi van. The side door slides open as you have to fold a chair forward and let each other out awkwardly into light snow and brush as you can see up a dirt track ahead of you, towering an imposing castle, a slight smattering of frost and snow. Who's the first to step out of the van?
I guess I will. I am a teen, about 15 years old. Black hair, kind of a little bit fluffy, maybe teased or hair sprayed up a little bit. No makeup, anything. She wears a lot of darker colors, a lot of blacks. She has a sweater, like a knit sweater, black and gray striped, possibly knit herself or by a family member. Underneath a turtleneck that comes up right about to there, black turtleneck, and kind of off shoulder with the sweater. You can see she also has a pair of shortalls with strap off on one side, maybe gray in color, and a few pins, maybe some band logos on there. Tall socks, like old floppy leather boots, probably hand-me-downs from a family member as well. And yeah, she's a little spooky, a little weird. She steps out with her instrument bag on her back and makes her way out, just kind of quietly into the snow.
And who follows at the back of the van after her?
I think following not far behind at all is a younger girl, middle school, maybe about 12 years old or so, steps off, clearly trailing close behind in a deliberate sort of way. Sort of shadowing this older girl a little bit, but looking very different herself. Amelia steps off, wearing a heavy sweater, a nice warm sweater because it is cold out, but over that sweater, a little brown vest with many badges sewn onto it. A little matching beret as well, sort of neatly perched on her hair, which is sort of medium length with really sprayed out bangs because it's 88. So they're just kind of like proof. She's got a very well stuffed, maybe a little too heavy backpack on her back, and seems to have the sweater that is under the vest seems to have pockets that are filled with many things. She's carrying a lot of stuff. And with little round wire rimmed glasses and very eager, alert, looking everywhere, but making sure not to lose sight of the teen girl in front of her, who she seems slightly mesmerized by.
Yeah, she sticks almost directly behind her in every footprint that she takes. It looks like only one person has gone in the snow as you just walk in literally her footprint. And following behind Amelia, who do we have?
We have Sylvia. Sylvia is wearing her mom's poodle skirt with pin curls in her hair, blonde hair. As she gets out, she has a turquoise JanSport backpack. As she walks out, she's wearing very well used leather boots that are already like pre-mudded because of all the time she spent gardening. As she comes out and follows everyone slowly.
Damn.
All right. And I guess
Follows behind Sylvia, yeah?
And I guess like from around like the back, carrying like a number of bags, like a relatively large man, which is I guess like Mr. M, with like coveralls and like dark boots, and entirely too many bags given the snow. But it's just, you know, there's never seen, or hasn't in a long time seen, you know, fellow people that aren't from here, and just kind of like gets all the different bags and kind of works to get them inside.
Yeah, wobbling behind them, this large silhouette. But the last one stepping out of the van.
Looking back, are you okay with that? Okay, never mind.
I think it'll be okay.
As stepping out is like the definition of timeless cool, right? Black combat boots, black jeans, a Black Sabbath t-shirt, a black leather jacket with some chrome adornments that probably squeaks a little bit as they move around a little bit. Yeah. Black hair that's tied back in a ponytail, and of course, black Ray-Ban Wayfarer sunglasses. Is this 10-year-old boy? And just making away after the others with a little pad and notepad out, trying to like check stuff off. And okay, this is cool. I'm cool.
As we are heading, as the group is kind of piling off of the van, I kind of like discreetly glance around a little at everyone wearing heavy leather boots. And look down at my own very comfortable and practical sneakers, because we're going to be walking all day.
Isn't there snow?
This one seems
Yes,
smart.
there is snow.
Yes.
Not inside the castle.
Not inside. That's true. That's true.
I'll have
But-
you know, it's 10 years old and not 9 3/4, as some
Okay.
of you may believe. Because you know why? You know why, Amelia? It's
Because you
10.
had a birthday.
No, it's 10 because the 3/4 is statistically irrelevant. Next question.
So have you had your 10th birthday yet?
I haven't had, I can't remember, when was the last birthday? Really don't do much on birthdays. Is birthdays a big thing in poodle skirt country?
Indeed it is. Poodle skirt country, yes. America, as we call it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from New York, PS 179. I'm trying to finish out there. They say I have to go back for a couple things. I'm also graduating from Princeton in a couple months. So, you just tell me where in America. I probably know the geography.
I pull a little notebook out of one of my many pockets and just start making some notes to myself.
I am sure you are all very learned. As you'll see, a shadow will move from behind Mr. M. From behind the huge silhouette of bags, you'll see about 5'6", completely shadowed over with a cloak, holding an old iron lantern in a hand. You can see just illuminating the bottom half of her face, what looks like the wrinkled, time-wizened skin of an old woman. She gives a small, cracked smile. You must be the exchange students. Come,
Marlene gets excited. Is that the ghost?
I wouldn't wait out in the snow if I was you.
Huh?
You should get inside. She'll turn on a heel as if you don't hear the crunch of any footsteps though. She just turns and almost seems to kind of glide her way along the cobbled path. You can see the orange light flickers a lot in the wind as she moves up, and you can see as soon as she gets about 10 foot up the path, the wind just hits the side of her robes. You can see it half pressing against her and billowing, kicking up noise. As Mr. M, the one with everyone's bags, can you please roll me a brawn?
Absolutely.
Scribbling in my notebook, watching this woman. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
I'll lean into Amelia like, very spooky.
That is so it's a D8 and I rolled an 8. That means it explodes if I understand.
That
it
explodes, so you roll again, yeah?
correctly. All right. Oh. That is a 7.
Nice.
Nice, 15. It was only a 6, so you absolutely smashed it already. Just wanted to let you explode the dice.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the wind smacks against you. You manage to hunker down with your boots and start to trudge forward after her. I assume everyone follows suit up towards the castle.
Yeah, I
was
follow
gonna
the
try
spooky
and
woman.
try and I guess angle the bags in a way that creates, I don't know, like a wind thing. Like if it's enough for me to have my arms out and just kind of windshield
Glides
a
up the
little bit
hill.
for a couple folks.
Mhm.
I'm gonna direct 3 degrees this way. You need to move 3 degrees clockwise. That will. Yeah, that's the effect.
You'll see the woman approach the front gates of the castle. She'll pull on a large iron hoop, and you'll see the snow try to rush its way in. She'll step in. You can hear the soft clatter of heels against the cobbles and the stone below her feet as you get out of the snow. She holds the door open and she waves a hand. Hurry now, you're letting in the cold.
I rush in.
I'll rush in after.
I will try and.
As the last of you step in, she slams the door shut behind you, and it is almost completely pitch black until she holds up the lantern, and you see a room completely cobbled walls. You can see some cobwebs up in the corners. There are old torches and sconces that aren't lit. There are 2 sets of full plate armor wielding swords on either side of a large central gate, a door that leads to the west and a door that leads to the east. And she will turn and crook her head. Your guide is not here yet. The weather has been unfortunate. You will have to make yourselves comfortable for a time until your Mr. Pritchard can arrive to collect you. Do not cause any trouble. I have much work to do here.
All right, kids, go ahead and grab your bags here. It's kind of like, as I start to like put them on the ground and like.
The woman remains motionless as you start just fuffling with the bags and trying to hand them to people. She just stands there completely silently watching you all. You there, boy. And she points at Andy.
Well, first off, not boy. Pull out a piece of paper. Emancipated. Look, signed by a judge and everything. Next question.
Are you wasting my time, boy, or do you have something pertinent?
What kind of work?
What kind of work do I have?
That was the question.
Why would that trouble a little boy like yourself?
Again, emancipated. Do I need to spell it for you?
I can tell you're going to have a great time here. I am the keeper of the ground. It is my task to make sure everything as it should be. It's my job to clean up after little brats who come in pointing around papers and telling people what to do. So, I suggest following the kind man who brought your bags and finding somewhere comfortable before the chill bites your toes off.
I have a question. Listen, I've heard a lot of stories, and I was just wondering if these are the possessed armor sets, or are they non-possessed armor sets? Because
They
I
are
know...
suits of armor from the 14th century.
So you're saying
That
they're
is all.
possessed?
I did not say such a thing.
I mean,
If anyone has any serious questions about their abode, please ask them.
Smelling is
Where are they?
There are 8 apartments and residential wings on the east and west. 4 of them have been reserved for you in the western wing.
All right. Is that this door or this door?
She points to the west, and you can see it says residential wing above the door.
perfect.
I pull a small compass out of my pocket.
If it was a steak, it would have bit me.
Mr. M, do you have trouble reading? We could get some lessons and tutoring for
No,
you.
it's just dark. It's just dark. My eyes, they're just adjusting.
It is rather dark in here. I would suggest walking around with the light source. You don't want to bump into an Iron Maiden and find yourself trapped. That's what happened to the little snot-nosed brat that went snooping. And she will just eye down towards Andy, but she doesn't point. She's horrible.
You hear a very slight like crackle sound, and then an extremely dim green glow around Amelia as she pulls out a little emergency glow stick from her pack.
I suppose that will have to suffice.
It's like almost no light.
Yeah. It just illuminates your
Immediately
hand.
illuminating
Yeah.
her and nothing else.
So if anything finds you, it'll see you. Not vice versa. Brilliant. You'll see she makes her way over towards the residential wing, and she'll grab onto the door and she'll pull open the iron hoop. You can see dark stone corridors that go along. It's too much of a fire risk to keep all of the torches lit. Not with all of the staff here, of course.
are there any torches in the room that
Yes,
we're in?
there are 4 sconces in this room that are currently unlit. The only light at the moment is a little green glow stick and her iron lantern.
And the lantern has a flame to it.
It has a candle in it. Yeah, it's got a flame burning.
I'm gonna like try and reach up and see if I can grab one of the torches. I'm not sure if I'm tall enough.
You go to reach up and you and your tiptoes, you're up to jump and you push the bottom of the torch with your finger and it slides up out of the sconce and you grab it. You'll see her shake her head and she will walk into the residential wing. You'll hear
I
her
will
voice
behind
go
her.
off.
Give Andy a thumbs up. Just,
I'm just gonna.
She does not respond. She just walks out into the corridor and seemingly in an instant the orange light fades around a corner as you hear just her sigh to herself.
I'm gonna turn to Amelia, who I'm assuming has some tinderbox or some.
I
sort of,
immediately take off my backpack, put it down, start rummaging through. I'm the only one who did not have a bag that was being carried by Mr. M because I don't let anyone else take my bag. So I have to keep it on me at all times. So I start rummaging through and I pull out a little box of waterproof matches. Strike one and light the torch.
Yeah, you light the torch. A brilliant orange glow wreaths around the room.
I still
When it
hold
does
on to
so,
my
you
little
see a
glow stick,
spider
though.
skitters along your boot and off into the crack in the floor.
I follow the spider.
Flatten myself up against the wall.
Yeah, you
Marlene
follow the
absolutely
spider.
follows. Oh yeah, follows the spider. It's like, ooh,
Yeah, you follow the
creepy,
spider.
go
You
ahead.
can see it meanders up to one of the suits of armor and then goes into a crack in the boot.
Ooh,
I knew it. It's the spiders.
Yes, I bet they possess the armor by night.
Of course.
Yes, a whole suit of spiders.
Ooh.
we should go. You should go to sleep. You should go. Wait, that's terrifying. I don't
So-
even.
I was going to hand the torch to Malin,
Marlene.
and then they talked about possessing, and I was going to hand it to, and Sylvia talked about possessing. I was going to hand it to Amelia, ran away from a spider, and I'm just going to stand there in the middle of the room. Okay, guess I'm holding the torch.
They reflect off his Ray-Bans.
Mhm. Pretty sick.
Still on inside, not taking them off.
Marlene will follow. We're supposed to go into the residential wing.
She
correct?
said that's where your apartments were. She said nothing
Okay.
else.
Yeah, she's curious. She'll follow in with her bag and start snooping and probably getting into something that's troublesome.
Is
Yeah,
that
when you,
towards where the spider went or in the other direction?
That's in the same room. It went into a suit of plate armor that's in the room you're currently in.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sylvia is starving and is actually going to ask Amelia, "Hey, would you like to get some food? I bet it's in the other wing."
Oh yeah. That's a great idea.
Mhm.
I'm not just taking you because you have the little green light source or
I
anything.
do though. Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
I'll
Okay.
head off that way.
So are you guys
Mhm.
heading off to the opposite wing then?
Yeah.
Think
In
those
search
two
of
are going
food.
that way. I'm
I don't think
following behind.
Spiders
Malin.
can really possess things, though, right? Like ghosts do that, not spiders.
Okay. And
Well-
Mr. M, which way are you going? Are you going east or are you going west with them?
I was gonna secure a room and change clothes out of these like wet, snowy clothes that
Nice.
I went and got these kids from the airport. In.
So you're going to the residential wing. You're a tired man. Yeah, you've had a busy day. And Andy goes along with the
I'll
torch,
find
leading the
them in a
path.
minute. I'm sure they're going to be up to childlike wonder and shenanigans and stuff.
They'll take care of themselves. They'll be fine. So, Andy, you lead the path westward, where the woman left towards. You go through winding staircases and cobble paths, some very narrow corridors, which, I mean, to a 10-year-old, they're not too cramped. For Mr. M, much different story, who's trying to drag all these bags along with him. But when you make your way through the halls, you eventually lead upstairs, and you can see at the end of the corridor, there are a couple of candles lit on the way that create just a tiny amount of orange light, a whole bunch of these fancy paneled wooden doors, and a sort of red draped wallpaper on either side. There's banners that hang down, and you can see crested wooden shields with swords and various medieval arms and armor that hang from them. At the far end of the corridor, waiting with the lantern in her hand. You see the shadow cloaked figure. She's tapping one finger on her lantern.
I don't. What was her name?
Did she say it?
I don't know. Ma'am. Hi. You startled me there. What did she do?
You'll see she raised up the lantern slightly. I see some of them have already been led astray. Your keys are here, and she'll move forward slowly towards you, and she'll hold out what looks like a really old iron set of keys with 8 keys on.
All right.
I trust this in your possession as their guardian.
I guess I'll pull like one of the key rings with like the attached like metal like thing. It had far too many keys on it. And then I'll put like that additional ring on it. And, you know, thankfully they will be obviously different from the myriad of other keys.
These keys will allow you access to the various apartments along here. You'll be the only one with such keys, so do not lose them. The only other groundskeeper has the other pair, and as I said, he could not make it today. But as for the other ne'er-do-wells...
What happened to him? Just curious.
You see her just tilt her head 45 degrees. The weather, dear.
Okay. You know, all right. Sure.
Now, I must go and find these reprobates before something goes wrong.
All right, I'll also go and look for them here in just a bit. I'm just gonna get out of these wet clothes.
Yes, do not traipse too much filth through the castle. And as to you, and she looks at the boy with the torch, be sure to clean up the ash after yourself. And she just walks past you.
Thought that was
She starts to make her way back towards where the others were.
All right.
She calls out as she leaves. Marlene says,
Which room is the biggest one?
Are all of eloquent size, but I'm afraid your guardian has access to the largest room. It has a balcony, you see, and we cannot trust children with such things.
I am plotting.
Immediately
go ahead, Mike. Make sure the doors are unlocked. Get your stuff. Get in there. Then
Each of the rooms are really plush. They are gorgeous when you open them up. You can see they have fresh wallpaper, or they've got painted sort of brick walls. There's over extravagant amount of paintings on all the walls with gilded frames. Of some look like creepy Elizabethan. Some look like extravagant paintings of ladies and lords throughout history. Some of them looking like ancient paintings of monasteries and monks. There's every inch of the walls has something to look at. There are huge, very fancy patterned sort of rugs that drape around the place. It does smell a bit of like dust, like it's a very musty old smell. But aside from that, there's very large armchairs and plush cushions and big hardwood, fancy side tables and gas lamps around the place. Very cold, dead fireplace as well.
Does he see any of this before the torch goes in?
He sees some of it because it does have windows, so there is some white light coming in. But the torch would make things look a little bit different when you step in. You'll see as the orange light dances over it, you see the paintings look a lot more drab than at first you thought. You can see some of them are rotten. Some of the fabrics look moth-eaten.
Did you want to see anything? Is it okay if I come in your room?
What? Oh, Mr. M. Yeah, me. Yes, absolutely. Like, I guess. Yeah, sure, kid.
Do you go by something else sometimes? No.
What'd you say?
Never mind. It's all right. It's just fine. Great. Wonderful. I would be making notes in my own notebook if I didn't need one hand for this goddamn torch. Is there anything I can
grab the torch?
Yeah, when you step into Mr. M's room, Mr. M, to you it looked gorgeous, and I imagine you've sat on the edge of this huge 4-post bed, about to take off your snowy, like muddy boots. And when Andy would step in with the torch, you would see the drapes and all of the bedding on your bed is completely covered in cobwebs that stick to your hands and to your clothes as you instinctively quickly stand up.
All right, fine. I'm gonna get up. Like go. I guess like as a janitor, can I have some cleaning supplies in my bag?
I imagine he's ready for any situation. Yeah. So, tell you what, give me a brains roll to see how much you prepped in advance.
Mad
All
Tom
right.
Yander, the cleaner.
And I also have prepared, but I don't have any adversity. Never mind. That doesn't matter. Brains. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. That's a 2.
That's a 2.
It is
You
a
remember
2.
to bring your boot polish, and you remember to bring your Swiss Army knife. None of those really help too much with cleaning, as you remember your bag of cleaning supplies as you hear the sound of a van outside start its engine and start driving away.
I am also absent-minded. That makes sense. All right. Cool.
Is there any, Mr. M, is there anything I can like light in here that would give you illumination that wouldn't burn the castle down?
Nah, we have to take this back out. I'll have to figure something else out.
Aren't those gas lamps?
Yeah, I just, I don't know how flammable spider webs are. So I'd like to figure that out first.
That sounds like an experiment. Should we do an experiment? I like experiments.
No, not yet. Not right. Not when they're covering everything. But that is
Looming.
It's a good idea, kid.
Looming into the room from the darkness, just a smile on her face, just very flammable. And then back out.
We got all kinds of. We got another smart one over here.
Have you conducted the experiment before, Malene?
Oh, many times. As I go into one of the rooms and I try the acoustics in the room, first and foremost, just like hitting on things and seeing how it echoes in the room.
Yeah, because they're such tall and stone-bound rooms, there is quite the sort of echo. There's quite the volume that bounces around and sort of reverberates your voice. It's the acoustics are very good in a castle, so it would seem.
I'll set down my musical instrument, having picked a room, and I'll return back over and close the door, making note of what kinds of locks these doors have.
They look like quite old, simple sort of iron locks, with the very large little loophole keys. It's clearly
like a skeleton key.
very, very old system. These doors look ancient.
Cool. I'll close the door.
Perhaps maybe the wood has been restored. The place does seem serviceable enough.
Cool.
But we'll cut back over to the ones trying to sneak their way into the eastern halls.
So it's a common misconception that ghosts possess armor. I'm more thinking demons or maybe nanobots.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it could also be a soul that is etched into the armor, in which case there'd be like a little rune inside that we could like scrub away.
I didn't know so much about this, and I'm kind of fumbling with to hold the glow stick and get my notebook out and try to make notes of everything.
And we're going to be looking for the first room.
Okay. Yeah, so you just make your way through the eastern hall. As you start to walk through, you can see what looks like would have been old servants' quarters. This would be the way they would enter around the castle. You can see there is large wooden tables in here and sort of circular simple stools. There's a couple of cots on the side of the wall. A lot of them seem to be like historical recreations, perhaps for tours and such around the castle, that kind of thing. It smells of old hay. It's kind of damp, and there's a sort of mildew smell coming from some of the areas. As you can see, a lot of frost has built on what little windows are in this part of the castle.
And this, though, would be the place for ghosts. I mean, angry servants, definitely ghosts
That's
here.
just what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
have you been interested in ghosts for long?
Yeah. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Let me show you this. And I take my backpack off again, and I go rummaging through it, and I pull out what looks like it was once a Walkman.
Yeah, you go to pull out a small player, and as you open up your bag, you'll see a hand reach in and grab it and hand it to you. You grab it and go, "Oh, thank you." You stand up, and you
Oh,
realize
thanks so much.
Sylvia is about 5-10 feet away from you.
Okay. And I turn around to look and see what the fuck that was.
You turn around, and you just feel a cold chill run up your spine. You can see a dark door as Sylvia is still pontificating away to themselves about the various terms and types of supernatural contexts there are.
I very slowly, on this device that looks like it was once a Walkman but has been severely disfigured, slowly hit the record button.
You hear white noise, crackles, and static. And 3 words jump out at you. Lady, run, abandoned.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh my god.
You'll hear the sound of clacked heels on stone. Is somebody snooping around? His orange light will illuminate the corridor behind you guys. You can hear the sound of footsteps getting closer.
Sylvia, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
The heel clacking?
No, the words. They said run and abandoned.
Oh,
There's
that's new?
definitely something here.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
ghosts here.
Are you guys going to wait for the figure to approach?
I'm going to, in my most defiant pose I can muster, I'm going to walk out of the room and say, "Why, yes, we're here."
I'm going to follow the older person.
You'll see the orange light gets closer and closer to the edge. You see the silhouette of her shape move along the wall, and in an eerie way, you see it stretches out as it goes around the curved stone corridor leading up to the room. And just as the orange light is about to turn the corner, it fizzles out into blackness, leaving you in nothing but a little bit of green light with 2 shafts of a bit of white-gray light that pierces through the overcast sky and the little tiny windows in the servants' quarters.
See, all it takes is a firm voice to send ghosts away.
Okay, but what if you want to bring them to you?
Oh, you need like a welcoming voice and preferably a Ouija board. If it's a spirit, not all types of ghosts, but some we can use a Ouija board. Do you happen to have one?
I don't, but I think I could make one.
I bet
I have some arts and craft supplies. Start digging in my bag again.
Would you like to attempt to make a Ouija board with the materials around here and what you have in your bag? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get a brains from you, please?
All right, let's see. What do I use for that? Oh, that's my best one. All right. And I still rolled shit. That's a 7.
A 7. You are able to take an old cutting board from the servants' quarters, and with some various like magazines and stuff, you tear out some different letters, and you're able to build it with a little roll-out glue stick that you've got, and you make a very simple little Ouija board of a very, very old chopping board. And at this time, we'll cut back over to the others at the apartment, as Maylene is playing some music to themselves. Andy is still searching around the area with his torch and trying to see if he can find other light sources.
I mean, I'm gonna go check out another room, I guess.
Yeah, you just keep going through the apartments and seeing the weird stuff. As Mr. M, I imagine you found at this point, you've taken a poker from the fireplace and just run it across your bed and then just spiraled it to just get up all the majority of the cobwebs. You gotta make do with what you got. Oh, you're muted.
Went ahead and changed clothes out of the coveralls into like, I don't know, like a kind of I guess, multi-toned striped sweater and like a larger coat with like finger gloves and like a trilby, and like a crooked tie.
Sounds a little bit like you're describing Freddy Krueger.
Well, no, not like that one. It's more of like a Tom Waits kind of.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's better.
But yeah, because that would be super weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What would you guys like to do?
Get that mostly like squared away, and then I guess like go to collect the children so that we can maybe find food. Because I don't know if it's coming to the room, and I don't know with like I might want to see the state of what the food stuff looks like or the other amenities, I guess, before.
Right, you are currently the guardian of these exchange students. They are your responsibility.
Yeah. First
yeah,
off,
I don't know. I guess I don't know what happened to this other guy.
First off, I want to find the room that has the paintings that are most symmetrical, mathematically pleasing, and claim that as my room. And then when I hear Mr. M talk about food, I realize I'm a little hungry too, and I beckon him over and I take out this map of the grounds that we have and figure that we could probably use. You want to see what we've got going on here?
Does it look legit? Yes, I'm down.
Yeah, you can see what looks like a very old, sort of brown stained kind of map that folds out into 4 sections. And you can see it gives you a cover of the grounds of Chillingham Castle. It is sketched in different styles with like diagonals and then crosshatch to show the different centuries of when different parts of the castle were built.
That is bonkers. I'm going to look very impressed.
I know, I'm very intelligent, thank you. But we were looking at the map, and I'm going to try and hold the map up, but hold the torch so that it doesn't
I'll take the torch, I
accidentally
guess, like, or the map, whichever.
Yeah, you could have the map, and I'm just
All right, I'll take the map.
I don't want to light this very old, fragile paper on fire with the torch.
That makes sense. I'm like, all right, so I guess we will take a look at this and try and figure out where. I don't know. Well, first we'd have to find the other kids. And he's like, here you go. We got to find the other children, and we don't know where they are. But we will need the map, though. Like, fold it back up and kind of like put it in a way. All right.
Okay. You can hear the sound of Maylene still playing music away in one of the apartments. Are you going to leave her here, or are you going to?
No, I'm gonna like go and like knock on the door. It's just like,
oh,
is
she
it amplified. Like, are you playing with an amp?
She's not playing. She's not actually sitting playing the music. She has a player in the room that's playing music to make it sound like she's still there. She scrammed.
Oh,
She split. She wanted to go search.
So the door swings open. You see a player turning,
okay.
And Maylene is gone.
Yeah,
All right.
there's some nice punk music.
I'm gonna lock my door.
That's a smart idea.
I imagine she split.
I want them to be able to get into their rooms, so I'm not gonna lock those. And then we're gonna, like, me and I guess Andy,
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at.
are gonna go and try and find these other younglings.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at Mr. M and go, kids.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you guys begin to make your way back down through the long thin corridors that led you up to the residential wing. You arrive back at the central foyer. You can see those 2 suits of plate armor in front of a big gate that leads to the courtyard. On the opposite side, the eastern hall is now open, the door, and you can hear the sound of quiet muffling between Sylvia and Amelia's voices.
Arts and crafts.
The sound of the sound of somebody going, "Don't worry, I can glue it." And the sound of scissors, safety scissors, cutting away. As you'll approach, you'll see peering around the corner, unawares to them and unawares to the one watching, is Maylene in the darkness, staring at them both as Mr. M and Andy stand silently behind Maylene.
Hey, what's you guys making? Is that a dog? What you making?
Is that a dog?
Eileen tries to shush and goes,
Like a unicorn?
You know what kids make or something, I don't know.
I think they're making Ouija boards. I think they're gonna talk to the
Ouija, why?
spirit. I don't know. It's probably haunted.
Look up and as we hear these people who are
Mhm.
talking at a normal volume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you look over and you can see orange light illuminating the three
I know,
silhouettes.
the
Marlene is trying to stage whisper, failing miserably.
Mhm.
Yes, we're making a Ouija board.
The more bodies, the better. Do you want
Do
to
you want to
join?
help?
No.
Ew.
I can
No, I once had a conversation with somebody that told me never to use one of those. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say a conversation like through.
Oh no, it
Yeah.
was back in my circus days.
Mhm. Did
So-
the person you were talking to have a conversation?
like through the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Did they have an
No.
experience?
Oh.
No, his name was Shahid. He's they just they were fortune teller is like way back when I was doing my circus things.
Mm.
I mean, it's very clear there are no such thing as ghosts. But I'm sure if we can find a phone around here, I can call the Harlem Globetrotters. They can come help Shaggy and Scooby over here. Find
You're
out it was Old Man Withers all the time.
you seem too young. Maybe you haven't known of the scientific method we need to test.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Please tell me about the scientific method. Go ahead and explain that to me.
As you say that, Andy, you'll feel a cold wind rush through the tunnel as your torch will fizzle out. And you hear the sound of a door slamming at the end of the corridor behind you. And I just need you to roll me a grit. Can this smartass keep his composure?
That's a 6.
With a 6, you jump a little bit, but you keep it cool. No one seems to notice.
All right.
My agent said I had to be cool. Be cool. Come on. Be cool.
Marlene's going to sit down with Sylvia and Amelia and just kind of like,
So have you spoken to them already? Do you know anything?
I heard voices.
They spoke to
Good
us.
voice.
Yeah.
I'd
See,
like to
I
keep
have
a
this-
lookout for the groundskeeper.
I pull up my mangled
dark?
Walkman and I'm like, you see, if you hook up this part here and then
Mhm.
if you just break this and reconnect it to that, then you can get these like sub-audible sounds that that can come from other kinds of entities, and you can record them.
What if we hook that up to my amplifier? What would that do?
starts
We should
thinking
do
like
it.
about audio and all kinds of like fun development with that and the acoustics here and getting all of this. Anyway, yeah, Marlene gets excited. And she's like,
Yeah, let's talk to them.
we have to
Yes.
talk.
So we'll do the Ouija board. I'll get this set up to record, and then we'll do it, and we'll see, and then we can hook it up to the amplifier and see what we got.
Hmm,
Mm.
you're so smart. Okay.
And,
They're gonna have to make a badge for this.
A bat.
So,
There's nothing about
you
smart.
guys are in the servants' quarters. You have a Ouija board before you, a little bit of green dim light illuminating the place, and then just 2 single little shafts of white light that come from outside. It is
Perfect.
ice cold in this room. The frost seems to be even thicker than it was just a moment ago,
Mm.
as you'll see your breath begins to fog up in front of you all.
No, who's
Think
hungry?
okay. I'm hungry for knowledge about the ghosts.
I button my sweater up, right up to the neck, as it gets a little
Mhm.
chillier.
Yeah, you'll
I
feel
pull out a
another
pair of
hand will
gloves.
get the top button for
Go!
you at the last second.
No.
That was a little close, but okay, that's okay.
They're here.
Wait, none
Okay.
of y'all are hungry. None of y'all want to leave this room right now.
Nobody thinks this place is fucking jank.
I'm with you. I'd really like another. Do you have another one of those matches, Amelia?
Yeah, of course. And I rummage in my backpack again. I'm like waiting, like, is there another hand?
Yeah, you rummage through it just fine. Yeah, and you
Okay,
grab your
rummage
stuff.
through- I find my waterproof matches again and get them out. Strike a match.
Yeah, you relight the torch. You see the orange light dances through the room once more. It's quite a depressing little servant's quarters. There's not much nice to say about it.
But you know what? It's warmer.
Hmm.
We have
Ever so
fire.
slightly.
Yeah,
Especially
actually,
near your face on one side.
now that it's colder, I'm gonna kind of scan the room, and now that there's a torch in here instead of just my
Mhm.
little glow stick, I'm gonna kind of scan the room and see, like, is there like a fireplace or some kind
You
of
can
like,
see there is a fireplace built into the side of the wall. It also has another rack above it where it's like a flat sort of shelf where you could put like bread or other kind of things to bake over the top of it as well. Clearly for simple cooking things, nothing fancy. There'd be proper kitchens if there was to be prepared food for the lords or such of the castle.
Is it totally empty, or is there any wood in there? Like it's
There
been
is some wood
used?
in there, yeah. There's a small pile next to it of some already split wood. There's like 1 or 2 very old desiccated logs in there that look like they were burned a long time ago. And there's plenty of firewood to the side.
Great. It's like, I think that's what we need to get set up before we get to work.
I put down the first piece of wood in the thing, and I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah, it's fucking freezing. Okay, yeah, you start piling up some wood with the torch, Andy. You're able to get some embers going, and after a moment, Mr. M, you keep breathing on it. You're able to get the embers to start blowing up, and you'll see smoke starts to rise up through the chimney, and a bit of warmth actually begins to enter the room.
I think
Marlene-
that's the first intelligent thing we've done. Good job, Amelia.
Marlene, she notices we have a Ouija board. Do we have a planchette though?
Oh yes, I made that one too. And I have
Okay.
I found like a wooden spoon or something like that, and like managed to I have like a little utility knife kind of a thing, because it's the 80s and they give those to kids.
Yeah. I had one. I know.
Yeah, I kind of like hacked off the end of the spoon and like stuck like some other little pieces to it so that it's like sits above the board. It's like, I made one.
I'm
With
going to
this,
put one hand on and
little simple
Oh,
lens. You place it down.
I'm gonna
Who
go
is?
and try and find some food. Don't call any demons, please.
We wouldn't
I'll
call
go
any
down.
demons this way. This is not how you communicate with demons.
Or don't get possessed by ghosts. Ha.
You got me
Okay.
there.
Don't make any bargains.
You
All
got
right,
me
bye.
I'm definitely with them.
Okay.
Alrighty. So Mr. M and Andy will start to make their way out through the next door, going further into the eastern halls. Whereas the three of you will take a seat around one of the old servant benches. You'll hold out the Ouija board. You'll put the little lens over it.
Mm-hmm.
And we will go to breaks here.
Yay.
Going well so far.
Well for
A
you.
promising start.
Well for this non.
Oh yeah.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. Yeah. Come here. Did you know there's a secret place where you can come and party with us? Oh, yeah. It's a secret club, if you will, full of handwritten letters, movie watch parties, and you haven't seen Velocipaster until you've heard Rook's commentary. You could play one-shots with us or even help us create a villain for one of our stories. So come on, hop, skip, sachet, or otherwise make your way over to our Patreon and join the club. Woo! Yeah. All right, that's it. What are you still doing here? Back to your seat. Come on, back to your seat. Show's about to resume. All right, Wainwright.
That was a wonderful shill. Excellent. I'm impressed. But yes, we'll go back to the rather dull servants' quarters, which has a little orange fire burning in a fireplace, and with the, as we've labeled, the Wish.com Ouija board laid before you, a cheap old chopping board with magazine cutouts and a simple lens and the plastic case from the front of a Walkman to make a lens over it.
Mhm.
Okay. The three of you are sat around the board. What are you doing?
Hand on the planchette.
Okay. Dangerous stuff, but let's do it.
Okay. How do you start?
Well, ask it a question, yeah?
Let's ask it. Hello. Is there anyone with us?
Okay.
You'll feel it begin to slide as it goes over the word yes, the bottom right of the board.
It's here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a violent spirit?
It does not move.
Promising, but disappointing.
That means either maybe it doesn't know, or it doesn't know yet. But how long have you been here?
We'll go over to T, to O, back to O, L, O, N, G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, too long.
Too long.
Well, do you want us to stay here with you? Do you like our presence here?
See it slide over to no.
Oh.
Do you want us to try to get you out of here?
It goes to the middle and you feel it slide back to no.
Okay.
It'll begin to slide of its own accord.
Oh.
I think we
It'll
should.
begin to spell out a word
Ooh.
as it spells out intruders.
In the dungeon.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't want us here.
I think we should say goodbye before it wants anything else.
I have one more question.
Okay.
If, say, I were to, play loud music in your castle, would you be offended?
Slides over to yes.
Okay, just while you're listening, I have a recording that I'm making right now. So if you have anything to say, even if we can't hear it, just please try, and maybe we'll hear it later. Thank you.
You hold up the recorder?
I pressed record before we started.
Okay, yeah. And when you make it clear that you're recording, you'll hear the sound of the tape begin to speed up. As it begins to almost fast forward itself, it begins to loop back around and then it spins backwards. It creates a horrible noise as you'll hear a strange, almost backwards voice. You don't belong here. Yes. And then it'll freeze and stop, and the recording button will click back open.
Marlene looks at you, Amelia, just.
Yes.
I moved the planchette to goodbye.
Very smart. Don't leave it open. Don't leave it open.
You go to move it towards goodbye, and it stops just before it meets it.
Um,
The three of you want to do anything else?
yeah. So often, like when, at least in theory, there's traces of things. There's like, I don't know, some sort of dust that gets left behind, or fingerprints on things, or anything knocked over. Maybe it's a poltergeist. Maybe it's a.
You want to give me a brains check to sort of investigate the area then?
Ooh,
after
I'll
this
try.
meeting of the mind.
I'm very
So-
carefully like wrapping up like one of my extra sweaters for my backpack, wrapping it around the Walkman to like protect it because this is so important.
It is. That's a 4.
With a 4, you don't notice anything too direct, but you do notice on the opposite side of the bench is you and Sylvia, and then Amelia across from you, who had the Ouija board in front of her. To the side of Amelia, you can see she's wrapping up the Walkman in her jumper. You can see there are 2 handprints made of frost that are resting on the table.
Does anyone have a camera?
Oh yeah. Because I am prepared. And so I go rummaging through my backpack again, pull out way at the bottom this big clunky like Polaroid camera.
Yeah, you pull out the camera and then you see a hand hands you the flash. You go, oh, thank you. Wait.
Thanks. Oh.
Did I see that?
You saw her hand. You saw her pull out the camera, and then you just see her grab the flash seemingly from nowhere.
Okay. I'm just smiling.
Maybe it's just
Did
dark.
it
Maybe she just
again.
slid it out of her bag.
It did it again.
Yeah.
I put the flash cube in the thing and I get it right.
Yeah, and then you go to take a picture of the table. There's a flash of white light. And with the click of the picture, we'll cut over to Mr. M and Andy further down the corridors, going through winding tunnels. It's almost like it feels like you've turned back on yourself several times, but as you keep going forward, you feel like you've seen the same exact sconce each time, or maybe they're just similar. But this tunnel's gone on for a solid minute, and you've turned around at least 2 or 3 times.
So yeah, the paranormal stuff, that's just ridiculous. That doesn't really exist. But I'll tell you what, the lack of mathematical skills, people are relying on calculators, adding machines. Where's it going to stop? The computers are going to take over, you know. They're going to take over everything, and it's going to be mathematics making art. You mark my word, because we didn't study and do math ourselves. We've doomed ourselves.
Yeah, that's why I live in the woods. You're gonna like grab like one of like the janitorial like grease pins. You know, like if I you know I got out of my stuff and try and like mark a thing because I don't want to panic. And but I'm
You'll
kind of
probably be
freaking out
safe.
right now.
So where's that food again?
Yeah, right. I am also kind of hungry, but I don't know where the fridges are. I was looking for like power cables. Do you see any power cables? And we're gonna keep.
Yeah, you don't see any power cables whatsoever. Just continue to wander around,
Are there
turn,
any signs? Is
smooth
there anything
corners.
that says,
There is
you
no
know,
signs. Just this same iron sconce that always seems to be on the left as you keep walking. As you feel like you're on a sort of a spiral corridor that's slowly descending, and then all of a sudden you can feel like the slant's going back upward. As you guys will spend a solid 3 minutes just wandering through what feels like should be a straight corridor.
When we get back to the sconce, do I see the green mark again, or the mark of the grease pen? Like, all right, you know, like stop and hey Andy, you were talking about math and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know anything about like space time?
He said to the 10-year-old.
You see,
I mean,
once upon a
there
time.
There
Like-
was one of my professors at Princeton was talking about that. But I think they were really talking more about Star Trek because they're really into that. And so, yeah, no, that was not on any of the curriculum.
Yeah, I don't know much about Star Trek. It's the new thing, I guess. But
It's actually a new version, not the old version. They, you know. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't have a TV. So this guy, his name was Razor Eddie, and he told me a story one time, while we were like watching a large machine do its work, that space time could get tangled up, and then you would end up like doing the same thing or doing the same day, or I think he was just kind of
Mr.
like,
M,
I think he was just like he didn't like his life very much, and he had been through a lot. This guy,
Mr. M, were
but
you
yeah,
and
and
your
he was just
friend?
talking about doing the same thing over and over again. And you know, I'm feeling like that right about now. You see that mark right there? We did that. I did that the
were you,
last like
Mr.
2
M,
times we passed this.
Mr. M, you and your friend with this big machine, were you smoking the marijuana?
Wow. Or like look at him and be like, no.
Smooth.
So, but I think what you're trying to say is we're walking in an elliptical pattern.
Yeah.
So maybe we should take a turn.
What turn?
I look around and try and
You
see
look
if there is
forward and
any
then
Look
place.
forward, you look back. Yeah.
And did we pass anything that was a doorway or any kind
No, you kept walking along cobblestone, sort of thin tunnels. They slowly turned to the right, and after about a minute of walking, you would see the same sconce, and then again, and then now Mr. M has made it clear to you on the third time spotting it.
Well, we'll turn around and walk back the way we came, and we'll encounter something
Yeah.
on the way back. That's
You turn around
the
with
only
logic.
the torch, and you lead Mr. M the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, as you do so, you'll see orange light begins to come from the opposite direction, deeper down the tunnel. You can hear the sound of some clattering of pots, pans. You can hear something boiling from behind a heavy wooden door. You can hear the sound of voices. All right, get those over to me quick before I get my... I'm going to get hided if I get lost without these. Get it sorted, you daft bastard. Right, I am, man. Just leave me alone. I just need... Get it done! You can hear the sound of more shouting that continues on with these sort of country sort of voices. The sound of somebody hacking at something against a chopping board. You can hear the sound of pots stirring, fire broiling away.
Yeah.
It smells are quite nice as well. It smells almost like a mixture of mulled wine and smoked meat.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Yes. I just hope that we don't have to tell the others how to get, do whatever that was. Just make one.
Just got turned around. That's all. It's right over here.
All right, sure.
Yeah, you head over to the door, and who's opening the door?
I'll open the
Person
door.
can reach the handle.
Yeah, you reach out, you grab the handle, you pull it open. You'll see the orange light is completely faded inside. There is a dark, cold grey room, cobwebs that drench across from one side of the wall to the other. This room is quite large. It's about 50 foot long, 20 foot wide. There's sets of kilns and huge fireplaces, massive wooden set of quite simple rough tables that have been nailed together crudely. And you can see there's just loads of boards, of knives. You can see various cooking utensils. Everything is just blanketed in cobwebs. There is complete silence and chill from this room.
I think they have a spider problem.
How bad is the snow outside?
The snow outside it's about
Weighing
like
your alternatives.
it's quite heavy for UK snow. It's about like 3 foot. This maybe only happens like once or twice a year,
All right.
especially this far north.
And there's there are no deep freezers. There are none of that. It's just
You don't see any
used
appliances,
to
no.
be something. All right.
There is no fridge. There is no freezer. There's no microwave. There's no kettle. There's no frying top. There's all classic medieval cooking setup.
I'm gonna look at Andy.
Some
and be like,
Victorian-esque
how are y'all supposed to
iron,
survive here?
sweat
How are y'all
ovens.
supposed to do this?
We just got an invitation because we were the talented and gifted that we could come and check out the castle and From what I see, castles suck.
Are y'all like talented hunters? Like, I don't understand. There's a class of survivalists. All right, fine.
We're all descendants of Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Some of us fell a little far from the branch. That's all.
Okay. I mean, y'all don't get me wrong. Y'all are all great. I like you're a great kid. The other kids are great. I just
Again, emancipated.
more adults
Jeez, does
here.
nobody understand that word? I need to use a smaller word.
Which one?
Emancipated.
Emancipated. Yes. All right. Let's.
Can you use it in a sentence?
All right, so weren't we near the food? I don't smell anything anymore.
Yeah. I think it was just. You know what? I think your friends may have summoned a ghost that just tricked us. That's what I think.
Not you two.
Just straight out with it.
Is there another exit from this room, or just the one we came?
There's another doorway that leads to the west. It looks like a much larger doorway, perhaps into the sort of central stronghold itself. You've come past the courtyard at this point to the main central castle point. There is another door, clearly a servant's door, smaller in size and very simple wood, that leads further off into more tunnels at the other end.
You said there was a courtyard. Did I hear that correctly?
There is a courtyard, yeah. That's where the two sets of plate armor were in front of as well.
Are there lights in it, like big industrial lights? Like, I'm just trying to figure out how this was set up for like humans to be here on tour. It's just an effing castle.
There is you see the signs of no electricity.
God.
You can see there has been some renovations to the place for the places that you have seen so far. But since you've come to the eastern wing of the castle, this place seems completely like untouched for years.
I am officially upset with the organizers of this thing.
Should we go to the courtyard?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe we can find something. Sure, let's go to the courtyard.
Yeah, you open up the courtyard door. You can see a blanket of snow over everything. You can see there are 4 paths that make a slight indent in the snow that go from one wing to the opposite, and then from north to south, from the central main room you were at to the central keep on the opposite side. You can see there is a bit of orange light coming from a small window to the side, which you would recognize as the room where they were doing the seance with the Ouija board. Also, one thing you'll notice is that room is basically directly next to the room that you've just gone into, the kitchen.
See, I told you we took the long way around.
Yep, we sure did. What plants are in this courtyard?
You can see there's some dried old sort of like shrubs because they've been mostly frozen over, so all the leaves have fallen off them. What would be nice topiary in the summer and such. The only sort of things that are still around here is there is some pine trees that are around the edges, so they remain green. Aside from that, though, everything else is sort of gnarled branches. There are some small statues as well in the courtyard that have a bit of snow on them. You can see one of a lady in a rather fancy sort of Victorian dress. There's one of a young boy who has like a little halo over his head. You can see one of a lord with a large sort of chambered sort of fancy crossguard sword at his hip. And on the opposite side, there's one of a dog.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
it looks like a Labrador kind of dog.
And it's a statue of a dog, not a dog.
It's a statue of a dog, yeah.
All right, okay. So,
For
if
now.
possible, I'd like to get a pot.
Hey, you grab a pot from the kitchen quite easily.
Yeah, I'd like to like rub some snow in it to clean it off a bit and fill it full of snow, and then take it into the room where we started the fire to boil some water.
That would be the glow from across the courtyard, right?
Yes.
Yep. So you fill up the pot with snow.
Maybe like a bit of the pine, like a pine branch, because some pines you can make tea with the needles, and the sap is like a antiviral and it's good for you and stuff. And I don't know if I'm gonna need to like that, and I don't know if I'm gonna need to like run away into the wilderness. So I feel like they should know how to.
You're weighing your options.
Yeah, how to take care of themselves. You gotta learn stuff. They're kids. Kids learn things.
So while Andy, you're waiting by the door as he fills it up with snow, you then come back in. You head to the door from where you came from, and when you open it, You see it goes directly into the room where they are. You can see the three of them sat around the bench. As you can see Amelia quickly wrapping what looks like a recorder around in a jumper.
Hey-oh.
I take the picture.
Yeah, you can see a Polaroid starts to eject itself out as you shake it in the air, of course, as you must.
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
I'm going to plead with the spirit. If I heard correctly, it didn't let me say goodbye.
It didn't say goodbye back, yeah.
Oh, it didn't say, but I could move the planchette to the goodbye.
You moved it to goodbye, yeah.
Okay,
It like
cool.
stopped itself after you said goodbye, but then if you moved it onto it, it still moved onto it.
And then I take the planchette off. Cool.
Okay. You can see Mr. M and Andy. Yeah. You have a massive pot filled with snow, and you've got a whole bushel of pine branches and such under your arms.
So it's easy to get lost in the castle. That much we've determined. And I'm really hungry. I was so hungry. I had like, it was like a mirage that I could smell food, but there's no real food here. So Mr. M's going to make us some tea.
Yeah, I mean, if only we had a map, it might be easy to navigate the castle. It would be really easy to go from one room to another if you had a map. Almost Child's Play, right?
I mean, unless somebody summoned a ghost and it stretches and warps, the space is like put the pot down on the fire.
Yeah, you can see it immediately starts melting away. A little bit of steam rises up.
So, just to get things straight, I mean, I'm have to write more of this down. So much is happening so fast. But there's at least one ghost. I think there might be two. Because like there's one that keeps handing me objects that I'm looking for, which seems very helpful, and the other one that we talked to did not seem very helpful. So maybe there's more than one.
Okay.
Maybe we have a ghost, a poltergeist, and a demon.
Oh, do you think we have a Melinga?
Which one do you think is which?
Out of character, everybody's like teenagers except for Andy, right?
No, I'm like 12.
Sylvia's 17.
17.
15.
So Melina and Sylvia are teenagers, yeah.
Right,
Andy
so
and Amelia
Melina
are
and Sylvia.
kids.
I'm gonna hey, can I talk to y'all for a second?
Of course.
And like move to like the corner of the room and be like, hey, are y'all being like you're sure you're not being like sacrificed, right? Like you guys are not in trouble, right? You guys are good. Do you know like who sent you here?
The school trip? I don't think we're being punished.
I mean, I was an excellent gardener, and I just had the biggest flowers at the gardening competition. So I'm sure that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm so talented.
Okay. All right. I just, thanks for helping me out there. I just wanted to make sure that you all were okay.
Are you being sacrificed?
I'm not gonna talk like there's never been a reason for anybody to want to but that was a lifetime ago. That was a long time ago now.
If you want, we can ask the spirits. We still have the board.
No. I think there's enough. I think there's enough spirits that have been introduced to me at all ever. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I don't want any more. I think. Okay.
Well, if you're ever not sure, I hold up the board and just kind of it's a little bit beneath my chin. Just if you're ever unsure.
Okay, sure. Thanks. I suppose. Melina, that was okay.
As you finish saying what you're saying to them, you all hear a loud clatter as the pot goes rolling off the fire, and you hear a as the fire extinguishers in the room.
Oh, come
as
on.
steam rises up. You can see your bundle of pine needles are just covered in cold water now.
No
more tea.
I think that was the unhelpful one.
Probably.
Or the pot was placed in a precarious position and fell over as it started to boil.
I mean, there's
Definitely
a
not.
rack on the top right here. I don't know how it would have.
I'm gonna build another fire.
Occam's razor.
You just
it was
start
a ghost.
working away.
I just think the spirits want to spill the tea. They want to communicate.
Did they say anything through your?
Yeah, they don't want us here.
Yeah, they
At
really
least one of
don't
them.
want us here.
They would like us
Yeah.
to leave.
I mean, same. We would also like. We
They also don't-
would like to leave here.
They also don't want loud music.
Oh,
Yeah.
we also don't want to be here.
Mhm.
Don't run away. We're alone here. Please, don't run away.
See, there's another one. There's another one.
You hear whispers come from simultaneously from the kitchen and from the corridor towards the main entrance of what sounds like a young boy's voice, not too dissimilar in age to Andy.
I will go look, saying, Melinga! And I'm going to go for the door to follow the
Immediately
little boy's voice.
following.
Yeah, when you go
Immediately
straight to the
following.
door, you see just the remnants, the traces of what looks like perhaps like a blue cloak or a blue shirt or a blue scarf trail past the corner towards the main entrance.
I'm gonna try as fast as I can because I had the camera.
Give
still
me
on.
a flight roll for your speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, that's
Chasing ghosts. This has never been a bad idea.
Good.
Never.
It's a 4.
With a 4, you go to raise the camera and you take a picture of the back of Maylene's head.
That sounds right. That sounds absolutely correct. Yeah.
Nope. We'll
And
see
you go,
that in
"Oh,
about
damn."
35 minutes.
Mhm.
And Hand will give you your other Polaroid as it finishes developing.
Did Mr. Pritchard put you up to this? It's not funny. It's really just sad.
There's an echo of a giggle down the corridor. Amelia, you look at your first Polaroid as it was seemingly handed to you by somebody behind you. When you look down at the Polaroid, you can see there is a picture of, like, you can see the Ouija board on one half of it, and you can see sort of like a blurry, foggy shape where the bench is to the left, and you can see it almost looks like the silhouette of a person, almost like there's like a kind of foggy limb stretching out towards the table as if they had their hand on the planchette as well.
Oh, Maylene, look. You can see it.
That one was malicious, though. That one wanted us to leave.
Yes, that's true.
Andy, to you, it looks like a overdevelopment, or perhaps a coffee stain, or just some irregularity with the machine.
Expired film.
stain,
I
and
mean,
this
it's
It's like the New Jersey Orbs. It's like, come on, man, I ain't believing those.
Where the tea landed.
Mhm.
Should we follow the blue sky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Sylvia, you're coming?
Of course I am.
Yeah, you guys run towards the main entrance.
Can we, Mr. M?
I'm also going. We're going towards the main entrance for damn sure. I'm going. Yeah.
Okay. You guys go towards the main entrance.
Yeah.
And as you run into there, Mr. M and Andy come up behind you as the orange light floods into the room. You can see there is the 2 suits of plate armor, but one of them is horizontal, face down against the ground. The room is empty otherwise.
Was
I
that
look
the
back.
one that had the spider in it?
Spiders.
It did have the spider crawl into it last time, yeah.
I knew it. The spiders are nanobots that go into armor and spy on us.
So they're not really spiders then.
I mean, all spiders are nanobots. I mean, that's general knowledge.
Marlene is
Not all
immediately
nanobots
Think
are
about
fish.
this.
yeah, Marlene's immediately like, nanobots? No, ghosts. That makes sense. And I'll go over and investigate the suit of
Yeah,
armor.
you walk over to the suit of
I do
armor,
not follow.
and its hand will snap around your ankle, and it will grab you. As can you make a flight check for me, please?
Yeah. I gotta see what I have to look for. Flight check. Oh, not a great die. 5 on a d6.
5 is on the money. As you quickly bring your ankle back, you'll see the plate helmet will just spin around 180 degrees, as if to look up at you. its arms will bend backwards with a horrible snapping motion, and it'll begin to push itself up with its limp wrists, as its legs will then snap backwards, and it stands up
Like
on its back like
everybody
a
out.
yoga position.
Mm-hmm. I just
Its head will
exclaim,
turn around again to then be level and look at you, as it'll start to take one very sort of slumped, ungraceful step towards Maylene.
There's shields and
Helvete.
armor and stuff. Would I be able to grab a club thing or something? I don't know how to use a sword, but maybe a blunt thing.
Yeah,
I
you can
can-
see that there is a selection of flanged maces. There is a heater shield or a crest shield, a long sword, and a set of sabers on the other wall.
Bet. I think I would like just like a mace. A mace would be fine.
Yeah, you go and grab an
Burn it if you got
8-pointed mace.
it, like-
Mr. M, if the
Come on,
suit armor
motherfucker.
comes alive, what's to keep the weapon? Oh no, never mind.
So you grab a mace and you swing at it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna
All right,
try
a
and,
fight
like,
roll,
move,
please.
Like moving out the way. Which one?
Fight.
Fight. Fight. Fight.
what kind of weapons are available, did you
Oh
say?
no. I'm not
there's-
great.
Maces, some sabers, some short and long swords, and 2 sets of shields in here as well.
I got a 4.
A 4, you go to swing the mace, you see one of its hands snaps around backwards and grabs the mace as it swings down towards it, and it'll
Okay.
pull the mace out of your hand and begins to rise itself up slowly on its 2 legs as its torso will spin around 180 degrees. Its legs backwards will start to move with its legs bending backwards towards you. One
Right.
hand facing backwards holding the mace.
All right,
gonna
have the
brandish
kids
the
like
fire
began to
sword?
run?
Yeah, you hold the fire out to it, Andy. Are you going to try and
Just trying
Get
to
it at all?
ward it back as like everyone.
See if it's afraid
Ah.
of fire.
Yes, everyone. It's metal. It'll get hot.
if you're actually trying to jab it, I'd say fight. If you're just trying to ward it back and keep your cool, then I would say grit.
Yeah, I think that'd be grit. 3.
You wave the fire in front of you. It reaches out, one of its hands snaps around, grabs the end of the torch and just extinguishes it and rips it from your hand and throws the wood to the ground. And we'll go to raise up the mace towards the lot of you.
Well,
I'm
that's not
gonna-
cool.
Race at it and like dive low and try to knock its legs out from underneath it.
Yeah.
They're gonna fight. Mr. M is in so much trouble if this goes wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, kids, run! And then they all run at it. I'm like, that's not what I did.
I'm
run
trying to
away.
stop you getting near it.
All right. So this is a fight. I take.
This is a fight roll, yes, please. As you try and rugby tackle it to the ground, shoulder check him.
No.
Oh.
One.
A 1. You go
Okay.
rush towards it as you see it will just snap down a hand. It grabs Amelia by the back of her jumper and just lifts her into the air.
I grab
It
the
will
sword.
throw her towards the courtyard doors. She is separated from you as the courtyard doors will slam open and she'll go tumbling down the steps into the snow and it will turn to face the rest of you all again as Amelia, you will take an injury.
No.
So
You see your like jeans have ripped on your knees and there's some blood like pouring through your leg. Quite hurts as you try and push yourself back up. But Mr. M, Maylene, Sylvia, Andy, this thing is still very much in front of you and coming towards you.
adversity tokens. Can we use those as a pool with all of us for something like activating the map?
Yeah. I was gonna say if you're doing it together, you could do that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull out the map, and anyone else, I don't know who else would help, but if somebody else would like to help me, I want to look at the map and move an object between 2 points on the map, and the object being the suit of armor to like the furthest point on the map.
Yeah, and the door is open to the courtyard, so you just put your finger straight down on the map. You're spending the 2 adversity tokens.
I'm spending one. Anybody else have one?
I don't have any.
Oh, you passed all your rolls.
Did
I think
nobody else have
I
any?
can spin one. I can spin one. And
Yeah, Matt Tom, you try and step in front of him, and one of your hands goes on the map as he puts his finger down on it and goes, shit. So puts his finger down, slides it forward, and you'll see the suit of armor as he puts his finger down on the map will raise up off the ground about a foot, and as he slides his finger back, it goes boom, out at high speed, sending a kick of dust up as it goes across the courtyard and slams into the opposite stone wall as you see a bunch of plate armor all drop to the ground in the snow.
What the what?
I'm sure there's a mathematical explanation.
Ghost, as I'm grabbing a sword and shield.
You come out with a heater shield and a sword.
Have you ever used
the armor does not seem to move out in the snow. You can see Amelia is out there in the complete white, gray environment. The only color you can see here is her clothes and a couple of droplets of blood where she's hit the ground.
I'm using some snow to try to like clean and ice the cut on my knee.
Yeah, you can see her knee's pretty bad. It's not like broken or anything, but there's it's hurting enough that she would have to limp or hobble a bit.
Sylvia's going to run over to Amelia and fish through her backpack to find the first aid kit.
That is very certainly in there.
Hey, can I get a brains?
Of course you can.
If you find the matches in there, we could use another torch.
That's a 13.
With a 13, you are able to bandage up her knee. Amelia, you won't need help getting around, but if you do get a 1 on one of your future rolls, that knee's going to play up.
Noted.
Malene will come over, shield and sword. Way too big and heavy for me, but I'm trying.
You fought very
you can see a couple of bits of plate armor in the snow, and you can see Amelia and Sylvia. Sylvia helping up Amelia after bandaging up her knee.
I got a badge in self-defense, but that was really different. That's not how that usually goes.
It's pretty crazy. I didn't know that they would possess the armor like that. Are you going to be okay? Your leg looks pretty messed up.
I'm okay. Okay.
Would you call the movement spider-like? Yeah.
Yeah, making sure she's all right. Yeah, and as you guys step back into the main foyer, you close the large wooden iron-studded doors to stop the cold coming in.
Is there like a brace? Because that armor is now sitting out there, isn't it?
Yeah, the armor's out there. Yeah, you can see there's 2 iron sort of scoops on either side of the door, and there is a large sort of timber log that you could just slide and seal that door.
I'll set down the shield and the sword, and I'll look to Mr. M and say, "Can you help me? I think we should probably keep the armor out."
All right, no problem.
Can I get a brawn, Mr. M?
Brawn, got it. That is 7 with or 8 with the age bonus, but not an exploding one.
Nice. So yeah, you're able with Malene's help to get this huge bit of timber across the massive double doors and seal the entrance to the courtyard.
Okay, cool.
It's cold and dark in here, but with thanks to Amelia's matches, the 2 of them, while you're lifting the bit of timber, get the torch relit, and as they light it, you can see they hold it up. You see yourself, you see Amelia, you see Malin, Sylvia, Andy, and stood behind Andy, you see a suit of plate armor lower its head down towards him.
Uh-oh.
All right, now I'm gonna like run away this time.
As it goes to raise up a fist,
and I'm gonna. I guess I'm just gonna tackle it. I'm just gonna tackle it.
Actually, give me a fight, Mr. M.
Just hold it in place.
Sort of grapple it, yeah.
Yeah, because my brawn is better than my bite.
Okay, we'll do brawn then. Yeah, we can do brawn if you're just trying to keep it in place rather than take it out.
Not that it matters, because I rolled a 3, so 4 with the bonus.
So you run in between you and Andy, and you manage to throw yourself at it, and you can tell this thing is obscenely strong as it grabs you by the collar and starts to pull you back away from it. But this does buy an opportunity for Andy to try and flee. So you can give me a flight roll as Mr. M, you're thrown to the ground against the stone.
That is a 6 + 1 for a 7.
So 7, that's a success. As Andy, you quickly bolt to the side of the room. Mr. M is on the floor. Sylvia, Amelia, Maylene.
Sylvia would like to. I'll take out my curling iron with the
A mighty
extension
blade.
cord or the electric cord. And I'm going to hand it to Mad Tom, and I'm going to say, "Empire Strikes Back."
Oh, I get it.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep. Okay. Mr. M, can you roll a brains for me to see if you get that reference? You live in the woods and you don't have a TV.
But does he go to the movies?
Has he seen Star
That
Wars?
is a 7.
He has seen Star Wars. He gets
All
it.
right.
Yeah, you throw a curling iron to them. Are you trying to stick around? Are you getting out of here? What's
I want
Sylvia doing?
to hold the other end of the
Oh, okay.
end, and then we're gonna wrap them up.
So give me a flight for this, because he's doing the strength part of it, like keeping a hold of it. You're running around to try and tangle, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't sound good.
That's a 2.
With a 2, yeah, you grab the other end of the curling iron, you go to run around it, and you immediately slip on the chili stone floor, and you drop to the ground as the plate armor will turn its head towards you on the ground as it looks down at Mr. M. As the two of you are now here, simultaneously, what is Maylene doing?
I'm going to run over to them. I have this shield, so I'm going to just toss up the shield and block for them and try and take this hit with the shield.
Yeah, you can see it's got one of its fists raised up and it's going to smack down at one of the two of them. So you just want to try and get in between. Can I get a brawn from you? And because you're using a shield, you can have a +1.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's an 8 + 1, 9.
9?
Yeah.
You get in between as it goes to slam down its fist towards Mr. M's chest on the ground. And you manage to not take the direct hit, but throw it to the side by interjecting with the shield as the hand goes boom. And you can see it's kind of clumsy as the plate armor almost completely collapses and then has to slowly bring up the top half of its torso again, like a puppet on a string almost when you pull them all tight.
I'll just yell to the others, "Run to the rooms! We can barricade them!"
And Amelia, what are you doing at the same time?
I'm taking out my Polaroid camera. And I'm
You're taking a picture. Okay.
Yeah.
You just stop in the middle of combat, take out your camera and just take a picture as Andy's running past you. You can see an orange blur from the torch.
And I hear Maylene saying to run to the rooms, and I start hobbling in that
And to see if you get a picture of this, can I have another flight?
Okay.
That'll determine if you get a good picture or not.
Oh goodness. That's a 4.
With a 4, you'll get the results of your picture when it develops. As you must wait.
I'd like to look around. I mean, is there anything to set up as like a tripwire or anything like that in a doorway that would be
in the servants' quarters, the kitchen you were in before? There was bundles of rope and various tools and such things, or like there's hay sacks and that kind of thing. And if you just pulled one of those tight, that would work.
Yeah, I'm heading there to try and construct this at a place where it's easy for a young person to slide over and sorry, Mr. M.
Okay.
So Andy, you sprint into the next room and you try and find something that could serve as some kind of tripwire. Can I have a brains?
That is a 10.
Yeah, you manage to push one of the tables against the wall, tie the rope around one of its legs, and then go around the corner and you put all of your weight against the wall and put your feet against it to try and make it as secure as you can. And we'll cut back to Mr. M on the floor as Maylene, this teenage girl, goes ping with a shield and defends you from the strike of this plate armor.
All right. If that's the case, I'm going to attempt to grab Sylvia and leave.
Okay. That's,
All right.
because you're carrying someone, this could be brawn. Like you're just trying to physical strength, just boulder out of the room with them.
But I mean, I like if flight would be something that I could potentially.
Flight would also be an option.
All
I'd be
right,
happy with
yeah.
either.
I would like to use flight if possible.
Flight it
All
is.
right. That is a 15.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. 15 will do it. You just jump to your feet quicker than you ever have in your entire life. Grab a hold of Sylvia and just bolt into the next room. And can I just have another flight from you, please, to see if you trip on this tripwire?
All right.
Oh, no.
That is a 9.
With a 9, you quickly, whoop, the last second you see it, as you whoop, hop over the rope and throw Sylvia down onto a large bale of a couple of these sacks.
There's a rope.
As you can,
Oh,
Amelia
sorry.
is still holding her Polaroid in the next room, shaking it, as Maylene, this thing raises up a fist and goes to turn towards you. Who would like to go first, Amelia or Maylene?
I did say once Maylene yelled to go run to the rooms, I'm gonna start limping my way over there.
Okay, and can I
And
just
then
have a flight from
approach
you
the
as well?
rope. I will approach the rope and
Yes,
be
for
like,
the rope.
Stop,
Really?
drop, and roll.
Really?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Come on, kid, you can do it.
that's a 3.
With a 3, Amelia, you come stumbling back as you're trying to grab your Polaroid, take the flash off the camera, put it in the bag at the same time while putting the Polaroid away in the other pocket. You then stumble backwards over the rope and go toppling down to the ground with a loud thud, blocking the doorway. As Maylene, you hear the sound of Amelia bang her head and make a horrible noise.
Oh,
Andy, what the hell?
Well,
Did
that
she
was
actually-
a successful test. Thank you for being the control group.
What a dick.
Did she technically get past it though? Get past the
She is
rope,
past
or-
it. She's in the room.
Okay. I'm going to book it towards there. Specifically, what I'm thinking of doing is I want to run and jump, but kind of like toss down the shield and like jump over and then land on the shield and like do a sick like
Some Legolas action.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
You like ice curl the shield, run, jump
Yeah.
over the rope, land on it, keep going into the room. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this will be quite difficult then.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect it to be easy.
Can I have a flight? This will be a 10.
I don't think I can achieve that.
Let's hope
I'm
you
doing
explode.
it anyway. Yeah, I rolled a 1.
So you throw the shield down, it gets caught in the rope, immediately
Shit.
stops. You stub your toe into it, full face forward into the ground, as you guys hear a horrible thud. As Maylene, you turn over as you have a horrible nosebleed starting.
The
Nice.
most teenager shit I have ever heard.
But even worse
Sick.
than embarrassing yourself in front of everyone, which is the worst thing as a teenager ever.
We're verifying
You hear the
millions
sound of
results.
heavy footprints coming down the corridor behind you, raising up a fist. The rest of you see the plate armor moving towards Maylene. She's not quite past the rope here. Her ankles are still over it. It looks like it's about to reach down and grab her. Who would like to go?
I mean, I'm probably nearby, having also just tumbled over the rope.
Yeah,
try to-
she's like half on your lap.
Yeah.
Where she's
So I'm
like
just
falling.
gonna like kind of grab Maylene by the collar and try to just drag her backwards.
Okay, can I have a brawn?
I'm
You're dragging me
sure
back.
that this 12-year-old will do great at
It's okay. You generate adversity.
Don't
It's fine.
You're dragging me back the entire time. I'm holding my nose like, did you just catch that? Was that cool? Take a picture?
That is a 6.
With a 6, you are able just on the money to pull her back as you see a plate fist come down and crunch into the ground. And you can see one of the cobbles almost sinks down half an inch from the force of the hit. As it raises up its hand, you can see the plate armor is dented and crumpled where it's punched down with all of its force. Who's next?
I'm gonna see if I can tie off this rope somewhere. So that I'm not
Yeah, go
holding
for it. One more flight then, please, Andy.
All right.
Because once again, he scampers.
Well, that's 12, so that explodes. So it's another 12 and a 3, so that is
27.
24, 27 plus 1 that I get for flight is 28.
Wow.
So he grabs the rope in one hand, flicks it with a wrist, and it goes around one of the shelves. He quickly pulls it into a knot before it even has a chance to settle. He darts around the corner. He skips over Amelia and Maylene. He then twangs the rope with one of his hands as the plate armor goes toppling over it as its ankle meets it. And you are able to grab a piece of the plate armor and throw it down the corridor. You did so well. Which bit do you want to grab?
Oh, the visor.
You grab the helmet. You just pull it off, and then just whoom, it goes ding, 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 ding down the corridor. As you'll see the hands start to flail around kind of randomly as if feeling around the place.
Don't mess with math.
You can see it starts like feeling at the walls and stuff and is trying to feel around the area. It starts swinging randomly and wildly.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. And I'm just going to like grab a hand.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll for this anymore. It goes to flail. You wait for it to flail, then you just kick it with a boot. And the plate armor hits the side of the wall, and the arms sort of scatter off onto the floor, and a bunch of the metal drops to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
That was just sad.
It stops moving.
I want to inspect the chest plate, like the inside of it. Look at if there's any like anything other than metal inside.
It is completely metal inside. There's some frost and some dust in there, but that's about all.
Frost.
I'm like watching nervously from a distance, like, are there spiders in there?
No, there aren't. They must have assimilated into the armor already.
Okay, I guess that's good. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, they do that. They assimilate. So, I wonder what Andy's explanation is for this.
Zoinks.
I'm gonna go spread out my Polaroids I have so far and look at what I have.
Okay, you can see you have the foggy picture of a silhouette at the table with you at the Ouija board.
Yeah.
You can see you have a picture of the back of Maylene's head.
Yep.
And you can have a picture of what looks like a suit of plate armor, but then there's a big orange streak where like somebody with a torch probably ran in front of the exposure, making a big orange line that completely obfuscates where Mr. M is in the picture. The only thing you can see is kind of half of his hand at the back of it.
All right. So close. At least I have the recording. That's something. Like stack up my pictures.
I'm starting to wonder if Mr. Pritchard sent us here for nefarious purposes.
Yep. I completely understand how you might be thinking that. Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of that woman again?
I don't think she gave one.
Oh, great.
Do you think she's a ghost? Or is she real?
She was
Are any of
very
you
creepy.
real?
You know what?
Oh.
Can I use an adversity thing? The adversity token?
Maylene, and I'm gonna go because I have my badge in first aid training. So I'm gonna go try to help Maylene like stop the nosebleed.
Oh,
Thank you. Somebody's going to help her, finally.
Yes.
She's been just sat there with her nose bleeding the whole time.
Do we need to
Pull some
cauterize
gauze
the wound?
out of my
Up there,
thing.
George?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're not in a stressful moment at this point. You're not being attacked by something. So you have your first aid badge. You can do this for Maylene. You can help block up her nose with some plugs.
Yeah, stuffed up there. Oh yeah.
But Mr. M, you wanted to use an adversity token.
Yes, I'd like to use a token to use intuitive, to know if she's a ghost. Or this says no, like you can ask something about the about like a situation or an NPC. So I would like that is the question: is she a ghost or is she supernatural in nature?
The way she moved seemed improper to you. She seemed to drift over the ground. She ominously appeared places. Her lantern would disappear at points. Her voice would kind of echo more so than anyone else's. And she had a very old-timey attitude towards the young. It's if she's not a ghost, she's as close to a living person can be to one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ouch.
Huh.
I
Yeah.
didn't say she was a nice person.
Okay.
No. I think Meline.
He's like,
calculated reading.
I'm pretty. I mean, she might be a ghost. It's how it goes.
Why do
Probably.
you think? Why do you think she might be a ghost?
I elucidate all of the things that were said just a second ago.
Wait, did you just say that she
Yeah.
that she has a bad attitude towards young people? Because the ghost that we talked to on the Ouija board didn't like loud music. I wonder if there's a connection.
Speaking of loud music,
It's
I remember I left my music player on in the room.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think your battery's probably gonna be cooked.
Can we hear it? Is it still playing?
Your batteries.
It's quite a distance, the residential wing, but you could move up that way if you'd like to.
And honestly, it might be a good idea to just wait in those places until these folks come back.
Come back?
Mr. M is the
Haven't
most
even shown up?
reasonable human being ever. I love him. I love him. So you guys make your way up to the western wing. After a little bit of time, you do hear the sound of some punk music playing, but then after about 5 seconds, it skips and plays the same bit, skips, plays the same bit, skips, plays the same bit, until you can see it gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter as you keep listening to it, as you get closer to the room, until the point you actually see the door ahead of you. As soon as you see the door, it skips so quickly, it just becomes a high-pitched ringing noise that pierces through the air.
Oh no.
Think
Is
you're
it
gonna need
supposed to sound like that?
No,
No.
probably. I don't know. Is that music?
Is this what the kids are listening to these
Yeah.
days?
Maylene, I'm sorry. I left your music player on when I was in the room. You may need a new record. Here, and I take out a traveler's check.
hey, it's
Oh
fine.
wow,
I'll
this really
take
is
it
the
then.
80s traveler
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the door. Is the door open?
You go over, the door is ajar. Yes.
Okay, because it was closed when I left it. So I'm going to like slowly
it
peek
open.
in.
Yeah, that also might have been my
Oh.
fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm less scared now.
And I still have the sword. I lost the shield, but I still have the sword. So I'm going to poke the door open with the
Yeah,
sword.
you squeak the door open, slowly pointing the sword and the shield through. As soon as the door gets to the point where you can see the player,
Mhm.
you hear a click, and it just shuts off. It stops playing.
Oh, good.
Okay. That's not too bad. I will step inside. How are my belongings? I left my musical instrument in there, my bag, and my player on top of it.
Your musical instrument case is closed.
Okay.
Your bag is still on the bed. You didn't unpack your suitcase or anything, so that's still on there.
Okay. I will pick up the instrument because that's what I care most about, and I will sling it over my back. And it is a long, what looks like a possibly guitar shape.
Yeah.
So,
You
yeah.
place it over your back.
Case. And I will come out and say, well, I mean, I'll come out with the player too and say, like,
If we need a distraction, perhaps we could toss this in the room. Send it a different way. We go the other way.
Oh wait, you're talking about us us running into it while we walk around.
If we do need to move, this is a possibility. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I was thinking we
Sure.
just maybe take a nap.
Oh.
You guys didn't find any food while we did the Ouija board, and you went off
No,
elsewhere,
no.
did you?
We were thinking that the ghost made a joke. Like did a trick.
And
We
as
didn't-
you dream of pine needle tea, soup,
Yeah.
boiling water, and what fresh bread and warmth you smelled, we will cut to a break
okay.
Oh,
as everyone goes back into Maylene's room.
Yay.
Sits comfortably for the first time in a little while.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
Woo.
But these ghosts, they're relentless, guys. You do know. Hello, and welcome back to Chillingham Castle, where we're having a rather chilled night.
Sort of,
So,
in a
where we
sense.
left it,
Sort of. It's been cold.
Chill, all right.
Yeah.
you
Be
were
cool,
all in
be
the
cool,
back in the servants' quarters, plate armor scattered across the ground. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like
I'll
to
look-
check out the map and look for exits.
You open the map, you can see a clear exit that leads from here straight to the front entrance and out the front door where you came from.
Where
Is
we
the
left the
closest
other
entrance.
suit of armor.
Yes. Well, in the courtyard, you left the other suit of armor because you threw it.
In the courtyard.
Hmm.
All right, so we are here, and we want to get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you want to leave?
Language.
Thank you, Mr. M. Thank you.
Wait, but we can't, Andy. We've come by car. We don't. I don't think we have a car to leave.
The car was on a road, and we can use our feet on a road.
Mr. M, do you know a way to get away from here? Do you know, like, the area?
Actually, I am from the general area. Would I be able to know like some of the layout of the space as far as like what kind of
Yeah,
like,
you know
egress,
that
egress kind of options we
Chillingham
have?
Castle is a good few miles from the nearest town. You also know that the van that left with your cleaning supplies was the last one coming here. The other vehicle that was supposed to arrive should have Mr. Pritchard, the one in charge of the foreign exchange program, as well as the tour guide, which never showed up.
Or maybe they did.
Okay. When you say a good few miles, do you mean like measured in like single or double digits?
I mean, double digits, like 20
Oh,
miles.
Okay.
20 miles in 3-foot high snow.
In the snow, yeah.
Yeah, nah, we're probably just gonna be here for a while.
Okay, okay.
I mean, can't we like make a snow structure or something out there
Yeah.
rather than suits of
Yeah,
armor?
we should
that are
make an
trying to kill us?
igloo. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely do that. Do you
Wait.
do you know how uncomfortable that is? Like, have you ever been out?
Wait, who
I
said the
think-
igloo?
I think it's less uncomfortable than being smashed by a suit of armor.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we just like stayed in our rooms, like, or like everybody in one room where we can see each other and stuff, then things would have to like break through the door or because I don't
Yeah, I
know.
wouldn't stay alone if I was you.
Well, who is that?
Hey, you'll look around. We can see
Yeah.
each other in the room.
Somebody's
Get the board, get the board, get the board.
No, all right. You know what?
I got
No,
the
no,
word.
no, no, no. I'll just take his word for it. Come on.
No.
We're just gonna go.
No,
to
this
mine
is the
'cause it's
nice one. Look, if we're
Really?
stuck here, we need help from the nice one, okay?
Mhm.
here. Yeah, I'm
Get,
just gonna
get ready,
take
get the
his
board
word.
set up.
She's only gone
Eileen,
for a little bit.
Sylvia,
Don't
come on.
worry. She'll be here soon.
Who is she?
She's looking for him. The lady.
Looking for who?
Just be quiet.
All right.
If she hears us, she'll find us.
So do we just sit here quietly all night?
I mean,
She does laps of the castle. I wouldn't stay in one place.
Okay.
I hold up the music player like,
we have a distraction if we need it.
Does she have a name? She's the lady of the house.
The lady.
That's more of a title than a name.
I think that would mean the Lady Chillingham, right?
Lady Mary.
Lady. Wait. Lady Mary.
I
I take out the map, or I look at the map,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I would like to activate it with a token to locate an individual's current location by speaking their name loudly. I'm going to say Lady Mary.
And you point at the map, and you'll see a black ink mark will appear in the courtyard, moving
Ooh.
slightly towards the main entrance.
That's a weird trick.
And so as long as we don't say another name, it tells us where Lady Mary is, and we could just stay somewhere else.
So do we just have to walk around the castle all night?
I guess. I mean, we have weapons to defend ourselves, but I don't know the rest of the castle beyond the few rooms we've been into.
You
And
hear the
that will be
sound of
relevant.
clattering doors come from the main entrance as something clearly tries to open the courtyard doors, but
Is
we're
that leather
sealed.
armor?
Oh.
Should we
Think
leave?
we're in trouble.
Didn't we?
Wait.
Wait, didn't we come from there?
We did. But also,
So does that mean that she's coming here next?
it could be. Your room has a
We should-
balcony.
So we should probably leave. Actually,
You can
I locked
see
my
the
door
mark
before.
starts moving away from the courtyard door towards the
I'm gonna go-
kitchen door.
I'm gonna go unlock my door. What?
Mhm.
Wait, the kitchen door was away from us, though, wasn't it?
So you're in the servants' room
Yeah.
where you came from the main entrance. Connected to the servants' room was the kitchen,
Oh,
and both the kitchen and the main entrance both went into the courtyard.
Mhm.
okay.
So if someone comes into the kitchen, you have no way away from them other than going back to the main entrance.
But there is a balcony in the big bedroom, right?
There is a balcony in the largest bedroom, yes.
We need to get there.
Yes, we could use that to get out and scale the outside, go up.
She also
Right.
can't come in. Just go.
Yeah, you guys start moving towards the main entrance, scaring along, Andy leading the way with the torch. Mr. M, I imagine you're the
Oh,
one
y'all
sort
are
of
moving towards the
from the
main
back.
entrance. Oh, okay. I was gonna, cause she told us that, or she told me that like these were the only keys for my door, and I just heard her like not be able to open another door that was locked. And so
Well,
I figured we could
it's
just.
not locked. It's because you put that huge timber frame
Mhm.
earlier, where you
Wow, fair.
blocked the door up so it couldn't be opened. So if you make your way back into the main entrance,
Okay.
the door itself is still sealed. It's still got that big bar across it,
Mhm.
and you can keep going back up towards the residential wing, where you can see all your bedroom doors.
Ah, okay. I see what
Mayleen's
you
is still slightly ajar from where you left it last time.
Mhm.
Your door is the only one that's locked at the moment still.
mean. And I will unlock that.
Yeah, you unlock the door, you make your way in. You can see the fireplace poker that's got the cobwebs on it still at the side where you clean the top of your bed with it by like getting all of them off. Your muddy boots are still there where you've swapped your shoes. And you can see at the end of the room, there is a double large set of glass doors with some curtains across them. There's a little bit of gray light coming through them from the overcast sky. And that should be the balcony.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my boots back on.
Okay, yeah, you swap back into your boots. That's fine. That takes like 6 seconds.
Mhm.
As we all kind of pile into this room, I'm gonna also notice the poker and pick it up and kind of test the length of it to kind of lean on it a little bit because my knee's
Mhm.
messed up. Use it for support.
It's a pretty nice walking stick. Yeah, it's pretty steady.
All right, I'm gonna take this with us.
I want to look out the balcony and try and calculate.
Yeah, you pull
How
the
far?
curtains aside, and when you do so, you see what looks like another small boy looking back at you on the other side of the glass in blue cloth with a big blue scarf around his neck. His skin is completely gray white with blue veins. He puts a hand against the glass,
I will
stares
put
at
a-
you for a moment.
I'll put a hand over where the hand is.
You put your hand over his, and you feel cold creep into your skin. I'm so sorry that they asked you to be here. It's not your fault. But good luck.
Thanks.
Wait,
And
what's
you
your
see
name?
a click,
Take a
a
picture.
flash
Is that
of
a
a picture. And as the flash disappears, you see the boy is gone.
Helvete.
Yeah, luckily I had my shades on, so I'm all right. I try and open the.
Okay, you open the balcony doors, and cold wind rushes in, snow shoots in. As you look over the balcony, you can see the white landscape and trees and stuff in the distance that turns into mist after a while. It's very dark and late in the evening.
Can I make any kind of calculation on how high the snow would have to be piled to survive a jump off of the balcony?
Considering your much less substantial mass than others, you reckon you could maybe get away with it if you got lucky, if there was like a bush in there? The teenagers, maybe. Mr. M, he's going to have a bad back.
Amelia, got any rope?
I don't have a rope, but we can take things from the room, take the off the bed and things like that, tie them together. I've got a couple extra sweaters. I could tie those. Maybe that'll work.
You hear a knock, knock, knock at the door.
I'm gonna quickly run over. Is there a chair in this room?
There is. There's chairs in the room.
I'm gonna like try and quietly go over to the chair and grab it and force it under the handle.
Could I have a flight, please, to see how quiet and quick you are?
Okay, a flight. 10?
10. You deftly step on tiptoes, making sure to stay on the carpet as well, so you don't go on the hard floors. You quickly grab one of the armchairs, and you just lift it up and gently just squeeze it under the side of the handle.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a knock, knock, knock at the door again. The whole door rattled.
I look at the map.
I'm starting to tie together.
You look at the map.
Ends of sheets and things like that.
You can see a black mark outside of the door where you are stood.
Cool.
I just point at the window and go. I'm gonna go over to the window. Yeah,
you start bundling up the bedding and such, Amelia.
Yeah.
As you help them set it up, can I get a
bedding that's supposed to support weight? Great.
I need a brains from whoever's setting it up, and I need a brawn from whoever's doing the majority of the lifting.
I'm setting it up.
I assume would be Mr. M. Unless he wants to get out there before them kids.
No. I'll be here. I'm down to help set it up. I'm much better at that one. I mean, I guess I could try the brawn thing. Let's do that.
All right.
Try it. That is 5.
I also got a 5 setting it up.
5 from each of you. So you bundle the old bedding together. You throw it over the side. Who's climbing out first?
I guess I'll go for it to test it.
Maylene?
Yeah.
You climb over the side of the balcony. You hold onto the bedding as you put your feet against the balcony. You can see 3 stories below you.
3.
As you go to slowly lower yourself, you push your feet against the wall, and then you just hear a as a ripping moves along the stitches. As Mr. M, you go to quickly try and reach and grab her as the bedding completely rips and Maylene drops down into the snow below. But you see her bounce against a set of dry old bushes and scrub.
Oh. With an exhalation of and just feet kicking out of it.
Snow all over her, but she seems to be suspended in the bush.
One thumb up.
Are you okay?
I'm great. Oh, it's
You
fine.
hear the sound of the door unlock itself.
Sorry, I'm
Hey, sorry,
napping right now.
I'm not wearing anything right now. I need you to stop.
Okay, whoever would like to, I feel like it's Mr. M. Somebody could roll me a charm roll. If you're saying I'm indecent, you can have a charm roll, and because Sylvia, you jump to the same thing as well, you can have a +1 to the roll.
Oh boy.
Like, oh no, I'm indecent.
I got a 2.
We're both indecent.
So a 3.
What?
So yeah, 3 overall. You say, no, I'm indecent. And you see the door in front, the chair in front of the door that was placed there by Maylene just slides 5 foot across the floor.
Oh no.
I'm jumping off the balcony.
Okay, flight roll, please.
Are you jumping on Melee?
6.
Remember, aim for the bushes.
6.
Aim for the bushes.
6. Andy jumps off the balcony, and you see him go straight past you, Maylene, and go poof into the snow. Because he is a kid, he did have the lowest DC, and 6 was the DC. So he is able to pop his head up out of the snow and spit some out.
Come on in. It's freezing cold.
I high five you for a sick jump.
All right.
The door will begin to slowly swing open.
I would
guys.
like to use my treasure hunter trait to maybe find something useful in the room.
Okay. So, what are you thinking? What narratively you're trying to do here? When you say useful, do you mean like
I'm looking for
physically
chains,
or spiritually?
I'm looking for like maybe a set of chains, like maybe by the fireplace, or something to help me get, or everyone get down the this jump.
Yeah, you reach at the top of the 4 bedpost.
Mm-hmm.
You grab down at the big curtains from up there, where they've clearly had seen a lot less wear and tear because they just sit over there instead of bedding, which gets moved and changed all the time. You grab a hold of those and throw them over, and you pray to God that they will support your weight as you throw it around it. Because Amelia and you and Mr. M are all still up here.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvia, you spend your resourcefulness to get another rope down. You are able to slide down it, and you land down in the bush next to Maylene. Mr. M and Amelia, however, are still in the room. As you will see, the rug at the entrance to the room will kick over as somebody just kicks the corner of it. You'll see the bedding starts to fly off the side of the bed.
Who has the map? Is the map gone?
I think we have the map.
Andy has the map.
All right. Well, that sucks.
I guess I'm gonna grab Amelia and we're gonna try and just like
Slide down it, yeah?
yes.
All right, can I get a... I suppose this is a brawn if you're carrying Amelia with you.
Okay.
The
Wait,
struggles of being a guardian, am I right?
wait. Question: as they're doing this, you said the thing snapped and fell, the blankets, right?
Mhm.
Could we at the bottom create like a blanket thing to catch them with?
Is that going to hold any more than it did when you were pulling? It'll just go right through.
It's something. So I will
Slow
say,
the fall a little bit.
I will say one of you down there can give me a brains roll.
I'll do it.
Oh, thank you.
It was Malin's idea.
Okay, I have a 6.
Okay, 6 on brawn and Malin with the brains.
Oh, is it me or is it Sylvia?
Oh,
You said one of us, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, if it's Sylvia that wants to do it, yeah, go for it.
I got a 9.
A 9. You bring out the top of what left of it anyway that was ripped apart, and you'll see Mr. M go straight through it, ripped straight through it. It just goes straight into the ground. You hear a horrible moan noise from the man whose back has clearly just taken quite the hit. As Amelia, you are able to roll off into the snow unharmed. Mr. M, you have not taken any serious injuries, but it doesn't feel good.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to help Amelia up out of the bushes and then kind of...
Yeah, as you help Amelia up, you'll see all of the glass of the windows above the balcony will all shatter, and glass will come raining down upon all of you. And I need a flight roll from everyone.
Ooh, okay.
All right. The one thing I can do.
Let's do this.
This is my worst thing.
11.
11?
All right.
I got a 5 + 1 for a 6.
6?
3.
3? What'd you
I
say,
have a
Sylvia?
7.
7? Mr.
I have
M?
a 17.
Ooh.
A 17. God damn. Okay, so Amelia is the only one. As she tries to get away from the glass, her knee buckles slightly and she falls in the snow. Some of the glass will come falling down. It'll cut her nice coat. As you'll see your bag get sliced by the glass. Whoa, and a bunch of your objects, all of your items will start to pour into the snow. As you'll see footsteps will appear in the snow behind you, walking towards you. As you are the closest person to these footsteps appearing, all of your objects are next to you. Your Polaroids start to flutter into the wind.
I'm trying to grab everything as it's
I assume the Polaroids are the most important.
Yes.
I go back for Amelia. 100%.
Okay.
I'm
Can I
gonna
get a
snowball.
flight? Can I get a flight, Meline?
Yeah. 6 + 1, 7.
The 7, you're just able to grab Amelia by the collar and you start pulling her away as the footsteps get closer and closer, quicker and quicker towards her. As you're able to clutch several of your Polaroids out of the air as you pull the remnants of your bag as a bunch of things
them into my
throw
sweater.
out into the snow as you're trying to get as many things as possible in. Melina, you pull them back.
Oh, yeah.
When you all see white light flood over all of you. You hear the sound of an engine rumbling in the distance. Car door slams shut. You lot all right?
No?
No!
I heard some screaming.
Yeah.
There's
We tried to
ghosts
eat
in
each
there.
other because we were so hungry.
You'll see the fog lights will get turned off on the car and it'll go to the regular headlights. As you'll see two figures stood there. You'll see one is a rather portly gentleman with round red cheeks and a sort of like a beanie cap on and a big woolen coat. And you'll see next to him stood the rather spry, sort of slight build Mr. Pritchard in his tweed suit, the one who leads the foreign exchange program. The look over. Are you kids okay? We heard that you'd managed to keep going in the snow, but we lost sight of all of you. Is everyone all right? What are you doing out here in this weather?
Leg, nose, back.
As you all get closer to the vehicle, he sees the busted nose, the bleeding knee. He sees the torn bag. Mr. M sweating, looking more tired than he's ever been in his entire life. Bags appearing under his eyes as they speak. Oh, I assumed you'd got our message and gone up to the hotel further north. The tour was cancelled for today. There were no staff here.
Yeah, but there were nanobots, ghosts, and poltergeists. There was also a demon.
Okay,
and...
Sylvia, I am a big fan of your conjecture. I will tell you that. But you shouldn't be here. This place is closed up.
Yeah, they're not gonna believe shit, or they're not gonna believe anything. Excuse my language.
I reach into my sweater.
Mr. M, please, if you could not use such profane language in front of the children.
Maybe we get in the vehicle, head to the actual hotel,
and on the way.
Talk about this somewhere safe and warm where we are not going to be assaulted by suits of armor.
Well, of course, we went to the hotel and you weren't there, so we've hired another van to bring us up back here so we could come and collect you in case you got lost or broken down on the way. We didn't realize you'd actually made it to the castle. I mean, the weather's been so bad, no one's been able to make it up here.
In the van.
Yeah, you all start climbing in as quickly as possible. As he's like, all right, okay. Well,
through what Polaroids I was able to save.
You were able to save the Polaroid of the glowing aura on the table, the one with the orange streak in front of the plate armor. Those were the two Polaroids you were able to save.
That first one's the one I wanted most, so awesome.
As the last person gets in the car and the door closes, the camera will cut outside of the van as you'll see a frosty handprint on the door handle, almost as if it's the one closing it. One of you will turn, Amelia, I assume, at the window. And as your breath hits the window, you see there's a full frosted handprint as your breath meets the glass. And the engine will start to pick up as the large English bloke will go, right then, let's get a wheel on, shall we?
I
And he
will
starts to put it into
suspiciously
gear
at
and
least
starts to
do what I
turn it
assume
on.
to be cult members. These kids to get sacrificed.
Mr.
As
M
the-
never trusted anyone ever again.
Last thing you'll hear is Mr. Pritchard turning his head back. Oh, you all look like you've seen a ghost.
Ugh.
It was so cool.
It was
More like a
lost.
spirit.
Can we go back? Is it for tomorrow?
We just need to be a little more prepared.
So, you'll see the van drive off into the darkness. You see the headlights dance betwixt the trees that are left in the distance, snow falling on the area. And as our view pans back towards Chillingham Castle, you can see in one of the high windows a silhouette of a feminine figure staring down, holding up a lantern. Turn away quickly into the darkness.
Hell yeah.
You managed to escape.
Woo!
Well done.
Yay!
I did have plans for if you didn't.
Well, I believe our tale has ended there, or has it? Please tune in to our Discord for an epilogue to be uploaded soon to find out what happened to all of these fantastic characters in the days, weeks, months, or however long Mad Tom has. And we will love to share that with you. But before we go, we want to thank a bunch of people. Rook, thank you for doing all of the production and keeping us looking and sounding as good as we possibly can. Thank you, Trip, for taking care of the chat and chatting all the chattiness that needed to be chatted. And we'll go around the horn and let everybody know where they can find you to get more of you, starting with MJ.
Hey, Anonymous MJ. The O's are zeros. You can find me oftentimes over on the Alters Den channel on Twitch, twitch.tv/Alters Den Adventures. I am here often as well. And if you look on socials, I am Anonymous MJ, zeros for the O's as well.
Fantastic. Violet.
Oh, I am Violet, and you can find me right here every Monday. We during either playing during our games or hanging out in the chat. Also, when we're not playing games, during our happy hour, chatting about things related to TTRPGs.
Yay. And if people want to get accosted in strange English castles, where can they find you, Lord Wainwright?
Yeah, Wainwright's works on Roll20 and such. I run D&D games for people, or Fallout and other various settings, whatnot. Today was spooky English horror, which definitely doesn't say anything about my character.
Not at all. Vi.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Violent Fire to see high quality pictures of my cats.
Woohoo!
Hey!
I don't know how you're going to top that, but Shay?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Shay, like the butter. You can find me on Instagram, che.butter.music. I sing and I play the bass. And yeah, it's pretty much it. I guess.
That's a lot. That is fantastic. We will have to come hear you sing and watch you play bass. I am Chuckles. That's Chuck with an L-A-Z. You can find me just about anywhere on the magic that is the internet. You could also find me here. You can find me happy houring here. You can find me this weekend in London itself, where I'll be at Hades Town, where maybe if you jump in the Discord, you'll find out if we're going to have a special meetup for all of you Hit Points Not Required people, fans, whomever that are in the area. Later on, maybe you'll find me in Tokyo or in Canada somewhere. Just stay tuned. I go where the party happens. Or maybe that party happens where I go. Who knows? Tune in to find out. But with that, we wish you a good night And remember, hit points are not required to help out a good cause.